Media Journal of what I did this week. Friday, March 10th, 4 p.m. I started my day hosting the BTGS radio show on Amazon Amp. I played pop music and chatted on Microsoft Teams with my club friends. We even took turns announcing songs. We told jokes on the air, making the time fly by so quickly. I watched some of my friends' dance videos on TikTok and laughed so hard because of my friends' positivity and high energy. I listened to my favorite DJ Skywalker on K104, and I love his cheerful voice. I went out to eat, took pictures for my social media influencing, and we laughed and joked a lot over dinner and selfies. When I told my friends about my day, I laughed away. Saturday, March 11th, 12 p.m. I watched the television show Psych episode called Dead Air. This episode made me fall on the floor laughing because Sean and Gus were radio hosts, and Sean is supposed to be psychic but is not. He has a photographic memory but does not have a radio voice. At the same time, Gus had an excellent radio voice and knocked Sean off the air. All the ladies loved hearing Gus's voice. This show made me more aware of how I talked on air and improved my voice on the radio. I never laughed as much as I did on this day. Whenever I tell a friend or family member, I smile and laugh hysterically. Sunday, March 12th, 1 p.m. I watched my friend's podcast, BBP News, and I found it interesting to talk about current headlines. His voice is very positive and enjoyable. I texted my club friends on Microsoft Teams about the podcast. They found it intriguing and wanted to hear more about the show. I found myself smiling because I was talking to people with the same interest. It inspired my friends to start their own podcasts. Monday, March 13th at 3 p.m. I launched a new philosophy podcast called The BTGS Guide to Human Values. At first, I found it strange to be the host of two podcasts, but then I started to enjoy the idea and got into creating something new. When I told my parents I would launch another podcast, they were encouraging as long as it did not affect my studies. At first, I was worried about how I would have time to make a new podcast since I already have one. Also, I was concerned about my college work that needed attention. Then I started thinking and laughing out loud because I will always have time when it comes to my passion for media and studies. Please take a listen. Tuesday, March 14th at 4 p.m. When I woke up and found out that my classes were canceled due to the snowstorm, I was so excited because I knew this would give me extra time to focus on my homework and studies. When I told my mother I did not have to attend class today, I was thrilled with the news. Doing this journal made me feel happy and optimistic about my week. When I discussed with my friends and family what I did the past 5 days, this made me smile and laugh again about everything that happened throughout the week and the funny things that I would not have noticed before doing this media journal. I agree with Allison Ledger-Wood's findings in getting stuck in the negatives. As a society, we tend to fixate on negative thoughts. Reframing how we communicate could be the answer to a more positive outlook, such as when I made a second podcast and was a little nervous about finding the time to host both shows and work on my college assignments. I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. I also enjoyed reliving the moment of the Psych episode on Dead Air. It made me laugh hysterically. I enjoyed sharing and laughing with friends, which gave me a different approach to stress and the power of joy and laughter. I enjoyed writing this journal as it made me realize the importance of happiness. The source I used is Allison Ledgerwood, Getting Stuck in the Negatives and How to Get Unstuck. Video by TED Talks YouTube, posted November 6, 2014. I'm Kathleen Mashana, and this is Blind Techie Geek Speaks Podcast.